houses.
So, how would you like, this is Dr. Joanna Johnston Wells, hello, coming to you from Moving Beyond the Matrix, and my husband Darren. All right, so I'm going to start off. How would you like to create your own bond? It could be, let's say for this month, let's put 10 grand this month, or maybe 20, maybe 100 grand. Wouldn't that be a dream come true for you to create your own freaking bond? You know, today, David and I were talking, and he got me really excited because, we're in Mexico, like I said, and I thought, oh, I have to go all the way to the States. I got to do this, got to do that. He's like, nah, no, you don't. Since we already have our trust set up here in Mexico, all we need is a Charles Schwab account to create our own bond and be able to deposit the money into our accounts, into our trust checking accounts. And I'm excited. What do you think, Darren?
Well, the best thing about it is, I think, you don't have to be native to your own country. You can be a foreigner. It works in any country, even if you're a foreigner to that country, and you can set things up. And yeah, there are ways that people have been looking for. And obviously, this is what we do. We provide solutions for all the mayhem and problems that's out there in the world, because everybody's too busy being blindsided by this event, that event. Oh,
Yep.
a helicopter crashed into a plane, or
Oh my God.
or whatever. You know,
Right.
everybody's looking in the wrong direction because it's all a distraction to prevent you from sitting down, doing some research, finding the appropriate knowledge which you need to have a better lifestyle instead of being a slave to the system.
Yeah, so that really sparked a fire up my tush. I'm like, oh, because I told him, I said, I'm in Mexico. I don't know. Is it possible for me, David? We got our trust set up. We got everything set up in America and in Mexico. But what else? Because I was thinking, oh my God, do I need to live in the States to make this happen? And he's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And he has students right now that have actually opened up their, I keep calling it Klaus Schwab, sorry guys, Charles Schwab account, their bond account and everything, their trading bond account. And, but they're doing it correctly. They're doing it the right way. And here for the Mexicans, we just got to show our government ID and our CURP. Okay, so if you're in Mexico, that's all you need to do, right? But you have to have your 98 EIN number in trust, because when we walked into the bank ourselves, we made sure and we told the banker, you better put that 98 in there, because what it shows is that, hey, we are not just your average Joe, that we have limitless credit. We own limitless credit. And that's probably why my bank keeps giving me, wanting to give me more loans. It's insane. Okay, one loan and then another loan. Oh, how about 500,000 pesos? How about that? Here you go. It's crazy. I'm just now noticing this stuff happening. It's insane, right? But this is really happening, folks. This is really happening. You can hear it in our voice. We're happy about it because really, before I'm very skeptical. I am a Virgo and a Leo. Well, actually a Libra, according to the Jewish calendar. I'm a Libra, big time. But we're very skeptical about a lot of things unless we actually see it happening or we're hearing about it happening.
Yeah, just like everybody else, we understand that people have looked in certain directions and they've been ripped off by some kind of guru who reckons they have the way, but they don't. They're just trying to get into your pocket to make their pocket bigger. But this is life-changing stuff. And I don't know how to say. Yeah, we're excited.
The thing is, I get people, they're like, oh, okay, the program is $1,500. I actually cut it in half for people. Okay, I used to get signups for $3,000 for the trust. Okay, and really, it's a lot more than that. It should be more than that. It's a lot more than that. The person I was working with was selling it for $8,000. Okay. So then I thought, I'm working with David. David and I are really about helping people, but at the same time, we don't just want anybody. We want people that are going to meet us halfway. It's not for everyone. I mean, even Santos Bonacci himself, he's like, I'm not here to help everyone, because he knows there's a lot of people out there that are not grateful. They're very dishonorable people and mega crooks, and just, try to get away with shit in life. But this is not getting away with shit. I'll tell you, the universe, years ago, 15 years ago, no, 2009, I think, when I was doing my EFT tapping with David Schilderly, God, or whatever the hell, my angels, I don't know, my higher self, whatever you want to call it, pointing me to him, and he started talking about the birth certificate bond. He started talking about, the whole, that, the name, all this stuff. And it shocked me. It shocked me. And you know what he did? He did 2 videos and he took them down. He said, no, we're just going to go about our normal lives and just forget about what I said. Because he was afraid of being a freaking target. You understand? He was afraid of it because he didn't understand. He had all this information, all this knowledge from John Harris and from this lady, Veronica. He had from England. They were from England, actually.
Yep.
And he did not know how to go about it. And he said it was just too much belligerency and too much going against, because he was afraid his channel would be taken down and all this stuff. So, but whatever he did at the time, if it wasn't for him doing what he did, I would not be here. We would not be here, and I would have never told the child support to go F off, okay?
Yeah.
Never in my life. And that was that to me is the biggest freaking thing off my chest, okay? That was the biggest thing. And then learning about the trust, learning to be tax-free and all that, but there's a lot more to this now. There's a lot more to this. And I'll tell you, the person that was teaching me that I don't trust at all, he did the trust for my students and all that, but the fact is he was known as Max, he was known as Seller Viceroy, he was known as so many names, and he turned into a cocky asshole, alcoholic. And that's why I said, whoa, you know what? There's something about you, you know what? You're not doing what's right for my students, and I don't trust you. I don't trust you at all. I think you're going to get them into trouble, so I'm going to move on, and that's when I moved on from him. And this was back in 2020. So I've been teaching about the trust since then. But now that I'm working with David, it's freaking exciting. Like, this guy is for real. I'm blown away. Like, what he's already done for my students. He's already helped my students with a lot. He's even going to be helping his parents that own a house, a mortgage. And he's going to zero it out for them. Piece of piss. Not a problem. And he says, the only way for Americans to do things right. I mean, any American, of course, can open up a Charles Schwab account. Of course, if you're out there trading, if you're trading bonds or trading crypto, or maybe, I think some crypto now, if they're in the ETF, I think Bitcoin as well, I don't know. But sure, anybody can do that. But if you're not set up properly, you cannot just have an individual account and then go into your individual bank account. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to have your foreign trust set up. Once you get your foreign trust set up and you open up a Charles Schwab account, then everything is golden. You can create your own bonds. You can create how much money you want your bonds to be, and it's electronic. Everything is done electronically.
Yeah, so imagine going from broke to wealthy
in 90 days.
90 days. 3 months.
He says, I can make anybody who is homeless a millionaire in 90 days. He can do that. But really, we don't want just anybody. Like I said, you have to not be egotistical.
You've got to be responsible, and obviously don't be going out trying to combat with the government, because you will lose. If you use the system the right way, then they will give you a piece of your pie.
Yes, and you have to be non-adverse, because that's what I was taught by Jaguar. You have to be non-adverse. You cannot be adversarial, belligerent, and starting, because I'll tell you, there's some powerful fucking people out there that don't want many of us having this information at all. You know what I mean?
That's why you've got to be responsible.
You got to be responsible. You could be held accountable. And that's what I have been doing. I've been responsible. I've held myself accountable. And I've never been belligerent. You know, I did in the beginning when I started learning from Creditors in Commerce. Okay, they're a very belligerent group, and I started learning a lot from them. But then everything changed when I realized, ooh, that's not the way to go, you see. So imagine being able to do that, folks. Just imagine for a moment that you got your trust set up, you're connected with David, he's teaching you how to create your bonds, and you're able to buy a brand new fucking car off the lot. You're able to, you know, buy a brand new fucking house even. I mean, that's what he's saying. That's what he says. So it doesn't matter where you live in the world anymore. It's not about, oh, you got to be American. That's just it. No. Anywhere in the world, you can have access to this information and have access to creating your own credit. That's what it is. Limitless credit.
Exactly. I'm British and I live in Mexico, so if I can do it, what are you guys doing?
What are you guys doing? So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm retiring, because I really don't need to be putting this out there as much, because there's a lot of people out there that know, and they're very good people that are connected with us, and it's students that have been following me since 2008 or 2010 that are very loyal, wonderful students. So, and it's just so funny when I hear people, I don't know, money's a little tight. Money's a little tight for you to make $1 million in 90 days? Really? Are you kidding me right now? You couldn't get a freaking loan? Hell, I get loans from Mexico whenever I want it. You know, must be my 98. Who knows? I know it is. But like I said, you know, there's people that are just, I don't know, Okay, you go ahead and do that. You go ahead and do that, because you know what? It's going to be the worst thing you've ever done.
If you live in fear, you're not going to live.
No. And tell them what's going on, hon. This Agenda 2030 shit happening with the smart cities. What's going on?
Well, yeah, by those that have already done their research, they'll obviously understand that they tried all this stuff with Agenda 21. Now they're speeding it up to go into the 2030, where the smart cities, where it's not smart at all. Mm-mm. They call, even with the meters, the electric meters, they call them smart meters. No, they're not smart at all. It's all to do with a control mechanism. You're all going to be living in that kind of world because it's controlled. Unless you do something about it. If you want to change your life, change your way of thinking, take that risk. How do you think millionaires and billionaires are where they are? They took a risk. They learnt the stuff on the way, and they put it all together. Because when you think about it, when you say, oh, well, I don't know nothing about this, so learn. It's that simple.
Yeah, learn and take a freaking risk. That's what we do. As entrepreneurs, we have to be like that. We have to take risks. And me as a crypto investor as well, I have to take risks. We all take risks. But if you're afraid of taking a risk in your life, then this is definitely not for you at all.
Yeah, and so instead of watching TV when you come home from work, do some research.
Try it.
Learn something. Upgrade your skill sets. Learn about how to have the appropriate mindset. You don't need that mind-numbing shit on TV that distracts you from all of this.
Well, you do like that one show.
Well, that's just for entertainment.
What is it? Blacklist?
Blacklist, that's one of my favourite shows.
Oh, yeah. We love Reddington. He's pretty awesome.
We don't watch TV all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not hooked up to any channels here. We just use it for like the odd movie night when it comes to family time.
Yeah.
And things like that. But every day, find time. Don't say, I've never got time. I have no time. You always have time. You just have to remanage it.
Yeah, start creating a new reality in your life. And that's what I did. And isn't that interesting? Even though it would take me 15 years to get here. It took me 15 years. It wasn't something instant, on an instant platter, silver platter. Oh, here you go, Joanna, there you go. because I was well known. I had 120 more thousand people on subscribers on YouTube. I didn't have the information then, but I do have the information now. We have the information now. And trust me, it is life-changing. We're excited. Darren's trying to look for the best house now.
Not trying, I actually am. It's like I'm looking for houses for rent, like $7,000 to $10,000 a month. You know, and
Here in Mexico.
We found some really, really nice ones.
Oh gosh, yes, that's freaking exciting. And my daughter's like, oh, what about Switzerland? I'm like, yeah, Switzerland as well.
Yeah. I mean,
We've been there.
We have a nice 5-bedroom here now, but we're looking for I was looking at an 8-bedroom house, actually in this area, and we're thinking, well, we only need 4 bedrooms, so we can turn one into a games room, one into a theatre, one into a gym maybe, and one into an entertainment room.
Yeah.
With a bunch of computer systems and what have you. And
yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we choose here in Mexico, in this part of Mexico, so the weather's really nice. Mexico City's wonderful. The weather is just perfect. Perfect compared to all other parts of Mexico that we lived in, where it was absolutely horrible. But this is a time, guys. I'm telling you, what are you doing sitting around thinking about it? I don't know if I have $1,500 to spend. Shit, come on.
if you want to change your life for the better, you will make time, you will learn what you need to learn, and you will find the money. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. Because like I said, if you can meet us halfway, like I said, we don't just want anyone in our team. If you can meet us halfway, then we realize that, okay, you're competent, you're ready to move forward, you're ready and destined for this. Not everyone is. And I'll tell you, 2030 is coming around the corner. And I'll tell you, it is going to get horrible. And the whole thing about the tariffs with Donald Trump, well, it's called starvation. Go back to what happened to the czars in Russia. 150 million Russians were freaking murdered. They were tortured, and it was through starvation. They stopped, or through stopping bringing food into the country. They starved the shit out of the people. I mean,
And that was
150 million.
And that was before World War One.
Before World War I, World War II, with the Nazi Germany, because of the Bolsheviks, the Bolshevik Jewish, we call them the Zionists. Not all Jews are like this, by the way. You know that. But these individuals who were connected to Rothschild, they made that happen. Let's starve the shit out of the Russians. They're going to do that to you guys in the United States, by the way. You want to starve? Is that it? You want to starve and not eat? And look what they're doing with all the farms. Oh, well, I'll just live off grid. Oh, yeah, oh really? You're going to live off grid? For a little bit until they burn your shit down like they did in California. It's time to wake up, folks.
Yeah, I'm from England, and obviously when I heard the law in certain states of America that you're not allowed to even grow your own food in your own backyard. You're not allowed to capture rainwater. What the hell is that about? That's control.
Exactly. So if many of us that are leadership type mindset, that are ready to say, hey, enough is enough, or you just say, look, get the fuck out of there. What are you doing? If that place, they're going to starve everyone out. They're not going to bring any food in, any types of food. They're getting rid of the immigrants, some of them Mexican, some other Latin immigrants, but they're the farmer. They're the ones working and tending to the soil and everything. They want to get rid of that. Get ready, folks. You think if Trump's in, everything's going to be fine and beautiful. And then with AI, with Elon Musk and his nice little Nazi salute, that makes you feel real comfortable, doesn't it?
And what's this thing about Bill Gates buying most of the farmland in America? What's he up to as well?
It's called Agenda 2030, so they can burn it, so they can keep it from giving it to you, so they can move all of you middle-class people, poor and middle-class people, into the cities, into your 15-minute city. That's why they're doing what they're doing.
And you will eat bugs and be happy.
Yeah, eat bugs and be happy. What a nice life. It's time to learn how to tap into your own shit and get on with it. And that therefore you can leave. You can leave that freaking country. You can go get even second passports, third passports, whatever the hell you need.
Diplomatic passports.
Yeah, mini passports. Paraguay, you can get a really nice passport for real low price. But who cares about the low price when you know how to tap into your bonds? Money's not even a problem anymore. It's entirely up to you. The Charles Schwab account, it stays on its own, but you do need a foreign trust checking account. You do need a foreign grantor trust checking account, and being done the right way. And the documents we have is, like I said, 30 pages long. That is very needed because you have to separate the entity from the slave entity. That is exactly what the trust is for, and how to transmit your social and all that. You need to know all these details properly before you can move on and do the things correctly with the Charles Schwab account. Done. Okay. But anyway, like I said, February 15th is the deadline for you to sign up. Let's see how many people are actually listening to this podcast, actually really wanting to jump and do something and make a change in their lives. Because I only have 5 seats available left. Let me know. All right, guys, take care.